This video has it all. It's got Greek philosophy, biblical worldview, popular movies, and great literature. And it also has a surprise. I'll just tell you what the surprise is. You will be surprised by how much we are influenced by an idea that is 2,400 years old. We think we're thinking for ourselves, but we're not. We think Greek. Christians too, as a matter of fact. This old pagan idea has us reading some Bible verses completely wrong. The idea? A human being is made up of distinct parts: heart, mind, body, and religious people often add the soul. Way back in ancient Greece, Plato was thinking about government. In his book called The Republic, he explains how governments should properly function. And to do this, he compared it to the human soul. He said that the soul is comprised of three different parts, with three distinct functions. There's the rational or intellectual part. It seeks truth, knowledge, and wisdom. Then there's the spirited part of the soul, which is associated with courage and honor and the pursuit of victory. It is the part that reacts to challenges and seeks recognition. And the last part of the human soul is the appetite. This part of the soul is driven by the basic physical desires. To illustrate the relationship between the parts of this tripartite soul, Plato offers an analogy involving a charioteer and two horses. Reason is represented by the charioteer, who guides the chariot. Spirit is one of the horses. It represents energy and assertiveness. The appetite is the other horse. It's often depicted as unruly and needing control. The charioteer doesn't provide the control. He leads with the reins. The control is provided by the spirited horse. Without it, the appetitive horse would be uncontrollable. The intervening role of this spirited horse, the human spirit, is so important that Lewis claims it is by this middle element that man is man. For without the aid of trained emotions, the intellect is powerless against the animal organism. The proper relationship between these three elements is necessary for one to be fully human. The head must rule the belly through the chest. Without the chest, the belly will rule the head. Plato's conception of the soul is called the tripartite soul. It has three parts, and these parts are, again, distinct. Plato's idea faded for a while, but then it made a big comeback. In 1637, René Descartes wrote Cogito ergo sum, which in English means, I think, therefore I am. Descartes and the rest of the Enlightenment guys got us thinking again about the human soul as having three parts, with the intellect on the top, the emotions under that, and the body at the very bottom. And we can see the influence of Plato all over the place. For the longest time, schools used to focus almost exclusively on the training of the head. For the longest time, intelligence was always about smarts. We never considered emotional intelligence. It didn't really matter. In medicine, doctors treated our bodies. Only our bodies. The mental and emotional parts of a patient had nothing to do with anything. Most North American Christians started focusing on developing orthodox thinking. Sermons got longer. They looked like lectures. And catechisms were studied. And Sunday school looked like regular school. And many Christians didn't question the idea that when you die, your soul goes to heaven. This idea is not biblical at all. We thought of the mind and heart and body and soul as very separate and distinct parts. Now you can see that this kind of thinking has been fading, and we are beginning to have a more holistic view of the human being. But there are newer ideas that are pushing against this idea of a holistic anthropology. Some are asserting that one's sense of self, the head and the heart, are distinct from the body when it comes to gender or race or other markers that are found in the body. I'm not sure that it's reasonable for us to think of human beings as an integrated whole on one hand and comprised of radically distinct parts on the other. But I do know what the Bible says about the nature of human beings, and this will be the subject of a future video. So please subscribe if you are interested in hearing about that. But the next video on this subject will be about how the tripartite soul is used by movie makers and authors to explore various aspects of human psychology, behavior, and morality. So thank you, and we'll see you there.